What's going on, YouTubers, Facebookers, and all the sports fans across the nation? This your boy Turtle coming to y'all with my new show. So you think you know sports? And this is brought to you by the Uneducated Network. Alright, so look, I'm going to start off my new show with some 2017 predictions as far as the records go. You know, I'm gonna just make some predictions. I seen a couple people did it, not too many. You know, right now we don't have really much to look at because it's the off season, and besides training camp and a few guys getting hurt and what have you, there's not really a lot being reported. I'm gonna do my best to start trying to report on some things and bringing this to you guys. All right, like I say, my new sports show is called So You Think You Know Sports. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start off with the champs, of course. You know, the champions, the 2016 champions, the New England Patriots. Okay, the AFC East. We're gonna start off with the AFC East first. We're gonna go right into it. 14-2 last season. I don't see why that would change. I totally would give them 13-3 though. I could see them going 13-3. They added a couple good pieces. The Dolphins, the Dolphins were 10-6 last season, and honestly, I feel like they're probably gonna have a down year just because that division is a tough division as well. You know, I mean, you got the Bills and the Jets. It's a defensive division. Although the Patriots run it all the time, it's a defensive division. So I'd give the Dolphins 8-8. The Bills, I think they're gonna have a slump this year. They're gonna be top 5 pick. I'd go 3-13 for them. 3-13. The Jets, I'd see them in the bottom 2. I'd give the Jets 5-11. They were 5-11 last season. I'd give them 5-11 this season. The Bills, I'm sorry, the Bills were 7-9 last season. And what I said I'd give them 3-13. So that's a big drop off for them. That's a big old drop off. So look, let's see. I got AFC West. The Chiefs led the division. Well, they tied the division with the Raiders at 12-4. I see the Chiefs taking a dive this year. Not a dive literally, but I see them going down this year. I'd give them 9-7. You know, the Raiders, I'd give them 12-4 again this year to win the division. But the Broncos will be better too, so I'll give them 10-6. The Chargers were 5-11, so I'd give the Chargers. The Broncos were 9-7, so I'd give them 10-6. The Chargers were 5-11. I'd go ahead and give them 8-8 because Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback, man. He's just been stuck in a rut on a bad squad sometimes. You got the Steelers next. The Steelers were 11-5. I can totally see them going 12-4, 13-3 even, to compete with the Patriots for the AFC crown. So yeah, let's go 12-4 for them. The Ravens were 8-8. I'd give the Ravens a. The Ravens are always a good team. The Ravens gonna be better. The Ravens gonna be better. Mark my words. I give the Ravens 10-6 though. They'll be competing for a wild card spot. The Bengals, I love Marvin Lewis, but man, they always up and down. I mean, just to show you, they were 6-9-1 last year. I mean, that tells you right there, 6-9-1. They tied the game. So I'd probably say, I think they're gonna be top 5 pick this year, man. I mean, I think they're gonna have some good games in where they lose in the end. But don't be shocked if they go 5-11. Don't be shocked. The Browns will be better this year just because of the pieces they've added and the coach that they have. You know, Hugh, I like Hugh. I'd give the Browns, if they were 1-15, I give them 6-9, 6-10. I give them 6-10. They'll be better. That's better for them, though, right? That's better for them. The Texans with the AFC South was 9-7. They were tied with Tennessee for 9-7, but they ended up edging them out on the head-to-head matchup for the division. 9-7 between the two. I'd say the Texans gonna do better. They'll be 10-6. The Titans will be 9-7. The Colts were 8-8. They'll be better. Luck will come out fine this year. They'll be 10-6. They'll fight for that wild card, that other spot. The Jags are definitely gonna be better than 13-3, 3-13 as they was last year. So I'd give the Jags. Let's give the Jags 5-11. I think they'll 2 games. I tell you what. Let's give the Jags 6-10. I feel more comfortable with 6-10. All right, on to the NFC now. The NFC. We'll start with the NFC champion. Unfortunately, as you can see, I'm a Saints fan, so that's kind of hard for me. You know, I'm a Saints fan, so it's kind of hard for me. The fact that they did win the division, but nonetheless. Let's start with the Falcons. They were 11-5 last year. I see the Falcons getting a little bit better this year, actually. So I'd give them 11-5 again, because I see this division, the NFC, the AFC. What was it? Let me go back real quick. The AFC South. And crazy enough, the NFC South will be the toughest divisions, I feel like, will be the toughest divisions this year. The Falcons were 11-5. I give them 11-5. The BUCS were 9-7. Everybody hot on their tail. You know, I'm talking about hot on them. Like, they're going to be so good. You know, I don't know, though. I'm on the fence with them, man. I like them, but I'm on the fence with them. I give them 8-8. I give them 8-8. The Saints... My Saints, you know, I'm going to call it fair and honest, though. You know, even though I love my Saints, I'll call it fair and honest. But with that being said, I feel like the Saints added a lot of pieces. You know, we added a lot of key pieces to this team. So with that being said, you know, I can definitely see us going, I said 11-5 for Falcons. I can see us going 10-6 to compete for the wild card, if not the division. The Panthers as well. I see the Panthers at 9-7, maybe 10-6. They were 6-10 last year. I can see them at 9-10. I can definitely see them at 10-6, fighting for the division as well. So now let's go to the NFC East. The Cowboys were 13-3. I don't see that happening again, and it's not just because I don't like them. And I'll call it fair and honest, but I feel everybody has their own, opinion and what have you. But I like the Cowboys to a degree. I'm not, but 13-3. I'd go so far as to say they'll be 10-6. That division, that's a tough division as well, man. That's a big division. That's a tough division every year. But I'm thinking the NFC South and AFC South will be the toughest divisions this year as far as competing for the division wild card spot and what have you. And then you have, like I say, the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys can go 10-5. They'll lose 3 games from last year. I think they'll go 10-6. I think they'll go 10-6. The Giants were 11-5. I can see them going 11-5 again to steal the division this year. The Redskins were 8-8, 8-7-1. They had a tie as well. They got so much going on with them right now. With the quarterback position, I wish they just paid the man. But anyhow, I could see them going 9-7, possibly 6-7. Possibly 6-10. The Eagles are pretty good. I could see the Eagles as a pretty good team, but they just can't get over the hump. They were 7-9 last year, so I'd say the Eagles could go one or two ways. Let's say that the Eagles could either be 5-11 or 11-5. It just depends on their quarterback, and I'm saying that really because they have a great coach and they got a good nucleus, man. They can win a couple games, man. They were 6-2 at home last year. That's big time. They were 6-2 at home last year. So once you defend your home court, there was 1-7 on the road. So all they got to do is clean that up. But nevertheless, the Seahawks were 10-5-1. I could see the Seahawks definitely being 11-5. or even 12-4 to get back to where they need to be. That's a perennial team. 7-1 at home. They split on the road. The Cardinals were 7-8-1. And they always so up and down. That's that up and down team every year, man. They could. That's another one. They could either be 5-11 or 11-5. You know, they could be 5-11, 11-5 easily. You know, they didn't take care of home. Now the Rams and the 49ers were 4-12, 2-14 respectively. The Niners, I just don't see them. They'll do better than 2 wins. So I'll give them 5 wins. I'll give them 5. I'll give them 5-11. And the Rams, I could see them rounding out the bottom again because they still got to put it together. They still building a team, so that's fine. So I could see them at 4-12, maybe 3-13 to get a top pick. The Packers, you know, everybody team who they love, you know, everybody love the Packers, you know. I can see that they were 10-6. I can see the Packers being 12-4, 11-5. Definitely can. They split the road and were 6-2 at home. So you know, they clean up that. They can definitely. The Lions were 9-7. I see 10-6 for them. The Vikings were 8-8. The Vikings they got so much stuff because once Bridgewater come back, that's gonna be crazy. So I give the Vikings. I give the Vikings 3 wins, man, just because they got a good defense. I give them 3 wins. Now, I could be wrong. This is predictions, you know. This is just prediction. I give them 3-13. The Bears will round out the bottom because they just don't have it together just yet. And plus, you know, they had a couple of offensive linemen get hurt recently. I could see the Bears at 1-15. I could definitely see the Bears at 1-15. Yeah, so that's my predictions, man. If they come true, then call me a guru. But yeah. So look, my new show is gonna be called So You Think You Know Sports, you know? So when you say it, it's like, so you think you know sports, you know? And it's basically just a casual fan's perspective, you know, how we perceive games. You know, sometimes we want to see how other teams view our team, and not just how ESPN and the mainstream media shows it, you know, or shows them, or only shows certain things, only talk about certain things. I want to be able to bring in the casual fans' perspective and the way we think on a daily basis about certain issues as pertaining to each team, you know. Yeah, of course I love the Saints, but I also love football, so I watch the games. You know, I'm pretty intuitive into the games. So like I said, man, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope y'all liked it. Like I say, leave me some comments, you know. That's all I can say, man. You know, hopefully we can make this something. You know, hopefully I can make this something good. So you think you know sports?